मालूम नहीं है मतलब खास गेम है यार, थोड़े स्पेशल लोग बनाते हैं ये गेम को।
बेहतरीन गेम।
बड़ी
मिल
बड़ी स्पेशल है इनकी नीड्स। कभी ना कभी तो स्ट्रीम चालू होता है। वेट, ये सब नहीं आना चाहिए
चालू नहीं हो
स्ट्रीम
रहा
पे।
स्ट्रीम।
आई थिंक हो चुका है, कुछ बोल।
जय महाराष्ट्र टू एवरीवन फ्रॉम सिंगापुर।
चालू થઈ ગયું છું and everyone को welcome, very warm welcome. Where is
नाइस गुज्जू
Spanda
एक्सेंट।
Maharaj? अरे thank you. I am very appreciative of your compliment. Ethan in the chat saying is the Elpin boys. Let's go. I agree, Ethan. Very nice, huh?
Ethan is love. मिल उनके बहुत Nuption
चलो
just sent something in IRL. I'll just leave it at that. Let's get on with the comms.
Yes, so welcome everyone to the Indian Racing League Division 2 race around Austria. So a brilliant racetrack, a fantastic venue set in the Alps. Joining me today in the comms box after a while is PSI Legends, the one and only legend. How are you, PSI, and what is your opinion of Austria?
First of all, I'm good, Chips. Lama Mil. Good season so far. Halfway done, by the way. I think last race was halfway done, or
no, I think we are more than halfway into the second part of the season.
Never mind. But yes, good season so far, and 2023 is coming to an end, so that's that. And
yes.
About this track, so short, Chips. I don't know how the laps are gonna go by so quickly, but I mean, let's see how that goes. And we already see
we have a retiree, Falcon, and has he collided with? I believe that is Hershey. So I assume that maybe Hershey and Falcon came together. I think so. But we have a few drivers who set a lap time. Hello Sid, hello Ethan, nice to have you in the chat box here with us. Look at the gap up top, less than 200ths between P1 and P2. That is incredible, but we have Shooter has invalidated, and that is going to be a big detriment to his chances of setting a good lap early on in the session. But what's the average pole time you would say, Sai?
I mean,
22.
I don't know. Considering D2, I'd say Jen was looking pretty good. So I think a 104 flat or a 103.9 maybe. So that should put me through. But then again, I don't know how tracky Ral is here right now. So
I think the track evolution is pretty good around here. We will see times stumble, but not at the rate we might expect. I have a rare sight for you, by the way. Malav is on a quali lap. He is out of battery. Oh, Hershey has retired. Has he retired in the pit lane? I saw some glitches going on. But Malav coming up to the line. Where's he gonna go? He's gonna go. Oh, he's gonna stay where he is. P10. Oh, I was getting all hyped for nothing. Kya re bhai? Kya kar rahe? Shooter coming up to the line. Yeah. And PSI, sorry, Vifix asking for an invite to the party. I don't think we'll have some people joining. So Shooter goes provisionally P4. Can you just invite him to the party and to the game as well? While I just have a look at...
invite him to Singapore as well. Don't worry.
Oh, perfect. That is going to be the best thing. I think he would absolutely adore and love that. So Vifix, expect an invite anytime soon. Noble Gata has gone P3. Noble with a fantastic lap once again. He's in very good form, Noble. He needs to get his luck in order. He doesn't usually get to the... and he does get to the end of it, so it just doesn't work out very well for him. Ace goes across the line P13. Lucky or unlucky 13. But at the moment, 14 drivers have set a lap time, all the way from Harsh to Malav, separated by less than 2 seconds. And speaking of, I think Malav is going to carry on, will he? He is going to carry on. And
race runs.
Yeah, he is
doing race runs.
But I can't really see his fuel because of the... Let me have a look. So never mind, that would have been a pretty decent lap if he were not running 33 kgs, 33 laps of fuel on his car. So we firstly would like to welcome Vifix to the party. Hello Vifix, nice to see you, nice to meet you. How are you?
What's up boys? All good, all good.
Yes.
Yeah, this someone sent me an invite to the lobby as well because
Certainly, and there you go. A
I thought you were playing.
magnificent lap for Noble who goes P1 104.285. That is spectacular. And look at Wicked Vicky. Look at the top few. This top four separated by less than a tenth. This is unbelievable.
Malav
What's
Malav
happened here?
spun. I
he
mean,
Oh,
is
Malav घुमा
he
दिए.
is
Malav घुमा दिए and अभी कचरे पे.
कचरे पे हाँ.
Malav. The front end is in Hong Kong, the rear is in Singapore. But
What a perfect
yeah,
medley of Asian nations to have. But
yes.
I must say, I'm pretty surprised. Okay, I think welcome VFX to the lobby.
Oh wait, VFX
That's
might
not
get to drive, right?
No, no, no. I
nice.
know.
Selected spectate.
I'm not a noob. I know what to sort of expected.
All right.
All right, let's have a look. So we have Jin on a lap. So would one of you like to take us through his lap? VFX, you might want to. You
Yeah,
can let us know.
okay, so he's already through the first sector for me. So going into the second sector, you can feel the lockup that he suffers through this. I'm gonna call this the Albon corner because let's be honest. And once again through the left-hander, we're in. It says purple. I don't necessarily believe that because this game is a bit. Well, charitable with what it considers the purple sector. Now, through the last two turns, very easy to invalidate the lap here. And, that is absolutely cutting it through the limit. But I think this might be, that is the fastest lap so far.
So Jin.
I can just hear an audible scream in the background, so he was not happy with that lap all the way through.
But I did tell you, Chips, Jin is looking pretty good with
maybe, maybe the track conditions are not necessarily. It made tracks very green because this is close enough to what the times in F1 22 were, and this game is much easier to drive this. Yeah, much better, of course. Easier to drive this track, I would say, than F1 22. So perhaps a bit of greenery on the track right now.
I mean,
Haryali.
Honestly, yeah, it is. I think even a dirty piece of garbage would be better than F1 23, 22, sorry. But yeah, Harsh coming up to the end of Sector 2.
And looking at the different leaderboards, he might be the man to beat.
You all can carry on for a bit.
And he is 60,000 up on Jin's time. Okay, so that is an accurate one because I remember what Jin through the middle sector was. As he comes across the last few corners, how confident is he in taking these lines as he will come across the line and he goes fastest by a lot. So that means that there is a lot of time to find in the last sector. But 3/10 in Austria is equivalent of around nearly a second, I would say, on other tracks. It's very hard to make up this time. In comparison to other tracks. And is that poll on the live stream loading for you, PSI? Because I don't see that poll. There's just random white lettering.
I see it. I think it's your internet, maybe. That's
Suraj, meanwhile, on mediums, is actually quite a respectable lap on mediums, so he might be in contention for a front row.
Oh yeah, that's a very good lap actually.
Around this track.
But then again, what's the delta difference we fix? Is it like really that much between?
It's like around 3/10, 2 to 3/10. But remember, this track would be more rubbered in when he does that last run, so he will obviously improve.
Sorry for the silence there on my end. We have Shooter on a lap.
Absolutely blasted. I don't know what the World Championship is looking like after the last race. Or is Shooter gonna get held up by his own teammate?
No. I think that's tactical.
Points.
That's a little tactical, I think.
Yeah, that was actually very tactical. Very easy to lose downforce points through these corners if a car's ahead of you. And now Shooter.
I think he was a bit hesitant in the last turn.
Yeah, even
coming up to the line. Yeah, there you go.
I think what's going to define this is that if he thinks that Harsh has a safe gap to pole, he needs to be in the front row. I would say, because we know how hard it is to overtake around here. It's a medium downforce track, which is something you don't expect from Austria. And his teammate retires after giving a slipstream. I think he crashed a turn.
On track?
Oh, yeah, I think Domithos had a moment. And let's have a look from 7's onboard. Yeah, I can see bits of Aston Martin. Yeah.
I think been
Let's see.
definitely moved on.
Ramen Khan.
Ramen actually obeying yellow flags.
And Pratham goes P2 closer to Harsh, and he moves ahead of Jin. So I assume we could see a charge back from Jin towards the end of the
I
session.
think Harsh needs to go again.
Harsh,
It's a big gap. A tenth and a half is.
would you?
Harsh, I think he should, because Shooter definitely was like a little hesitant on that lap. If Shooter could,
I don't think Shooter's comfortable with his setup. I must say that. I don't think Shooter's
half a
very
second,
comfortable.
Around a 64-second lap time. 63 seconds.
Yeah, that's not very ideal.
Yeah, and
I definitely.
4.
And Ramen in 7.
Yeah,
Is it? Yeah, that is 7. So Ramen currently on an
lap
outlap.
on mediums.
Yep.
For
P9. So
everyone.
that is concerning for Shooter, who usually is in perfect form in qualifying, seems to be struggling here in Austria.
Of course, the race can get a bit chaotic around here.
Definitely, and it's D2. So, V6, would you like to take us through Ramen's lap?
Yeah, here we go. Turn 1. Very, very easy to mess up here because the game man here messed up there. And immediately. So, Suraj. We'll go Suraj. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Suraj, turn 1. Very cautious. You can see how much more confident he is than his teammate. The turn in was so much sharper. And I'm pretty sure they're running the same setup because they're teammates. So, now in through this big, he could have taken more of the exit. More of that outside curve. This game being very realistic allows you to ride a curve that is elevated to the Supermax. But yeah, coming into another tight right-hander, you can easily lose time through these corners. But all the time to gain is probably through these areas right now. Comes across to the left-handed sweep, breaking in. Remember, he has racing line off, I think. Still, I think he races all of this off. And Suraj has set a purple middle sector. He is. And that time is genuine, by the way. Harsh was a 44-7 something.
Yeah.
So now through the last 2 corners, he's had a bit of a moment. Slide, but it should still be good enough, and he will have one more run at it, considering how short the track is. And he was P4, the very scuffed last 2 corners, so that would have definitely put him in contention right there. And that is pretty much the only thing that's separating Harsh from the chasing pack right now. Will
he get another chance, Suraj?
He will get another chance easily.
But will he be able to make it back to the pits in time and then come out on track?
I think he should, but he has to rush it in.
Like exactly. He has to.
He has to go.
You don't rush it in Singapore. But yeah, Malav carrying on with the race running. And let me just look at his race director for his pace, so we can have a bit of an idea of what's going on with the tires. Of course, the driver. We have to skew the talent level of the driver itself.
So it looks to be relatively consistent at about
so it's just 6
low 107.
7-2, 22-6, 7-7, 7-7, 8 dead, 8-1, 7-8. Yeah, so the tire will hang on. That's just a bit of skill issue happening in those laps then, because he would not be able to go back to a 7 after doing an 8.
I think it's just track evolution might also play into this. I think that low 107 should be the target for Malav in the main race. Obviously, it should be faster, but I think that that's the best he can do, considering he will probably start 15th. Is it at the moment? Do you think Abhi can usurp his
Let's watch,
position?
because he's literally the only car on track who's setting representative lap. And now the tire's fallen away after 10 laps, which is a bit concerning.
We do have Shooter on a lap. So Shooter coming up to turn 9 and 10. This is where Suraj had a moment. So PSI, why don't you take us through this lap? On board with Shooter.
No. I'll say go. V6 shall do that.
Chalo V6. Go for it.
Get something.
Go for it.
Through the last corners. Could have been a slightly more aggressive, and he's not pushing on this lap, I think.
Yeah, he's backed off. He's going for a double
I think
warm-up lap.
I think he made a mistake through the last, because you have to start the lap at basically the last.
So the only driver on a lap at the moment is Ace. So Ace down in P14 at the moment. He's one of only 2 drivers who are over 2 seconds slower than Harsh at the moment. But yeah, I think Ace might be able to slot in where Vintage and Ramen are at the moment. If he manages to nail this lap. He seems very hesitant. I think he's running really low downforce. So while that may help him on the straights, it's really not doing him any favors in the corners. He's having to
He's
lift off
struggling
with
with
the
the
throttle.
braking. You can
Yeah,
hear, you can feel it on your controller that he's really locking up everywhere.
going through turn 9 and 10. Ace takes a bit of the curbing there. Also very close to the exit curb, and Ace coming up to the line. It's gonna be, what's it gonna be?
Jin is still in
Oh,
the garage.
he stays in P14 and Jin's friend has arrived. Sorry, Jin's teammate has arrived. Sorry.
Still in the garage.
Actually, he is a very good friend as well. I don't think Jin is gonna get to the line in time. He's not.
Yeah, I don't think he might have.
He needs to hurry up, but I don't think.
Jin is very clinical with all this sort of stuff. So
yeah.
Pratham meanwhile has started his lap. And
the shooter is on a lap. Shooter has started his lap, and this is gonna be his one and only attempt to get a proper lap in.
Around 5 seconds ahead of Shooter on the track. Yeah, in fact, you can see it from Pratham's onboard shot. That Shooter. Now Pratham is down.
Pratham is down
time by a tenth.
I can't see Shooter's time. I can't see Shooter's time because
is 5,000s down, but a tenth.
What about Harsh? What about Harsh? Let's focus on Harsh as well.
Let's see. I don't think he needs to improve. He just needs to be on track. He is also down.
He's also down. So track not really working well right now. What can Noble do? Let's have a look. Noble's currently, I think, 13 seconds down for some reason. Noble's up! Noble is up, but he's a long way behind Harsh, so he needs to get a good, but that was not a best exit through turn 3.
Slightly up, but he's 2 tenths down on the middle sector time. He needed a 44.7 through there, and his was almost a 45.
I think he's going to be the first car. He's going to be the first car, Pratham, to come to the line. And there's a Williams ahead. I don't know who that is, but that's caused him to make a mistake and retire. What about Shooter? Shooter's up by 600s and Shooter crosses the line. It's not enough. It's P7 at best.
Noble's up by 2 tenths on his lap.
What about Harsh? Harsh has made a mistake. He's invalidated. That's quali over. Jin, can he make it to the line? Noble got what can Noble do? He was a bit hesitant into turn 9, but through turn 10 goes the Haas driver coming up to the line. What can Noble got to do? Can he steal pole right at the death? Yeah, he can! Wow. By 100th of a second. Fantastic effort. But we still have 7 is currently in P5.
Oh, no,
Jin is in P4.
By this AI because
who is that? Yeah, who is that?
He's not in control of that car.
That AI should move out the way, but it's not. That is going to be problematic for Jin. Wicket Vicky into P3, yes, that's a good observation there, and Jin will be ruining that late exit onto the track or the pits, and so
is gonna get held up as well.
By Jin, is it? No, that's by somebody else. That's Pandan.
There's nothing you can do in this sort of scenario.
Oxidize having to go off the track there.
You cannot blame the AI car. Because
but I think in this case Oxidize was kind of.
I swear it was not a feature earlier.
And Raman absolutely majestically entering the pit lane with a fantastic crash. And that's all over.
Masters to add this absolutely useless feature where your car control gets taken away when the clock hits 0, even if you're still on track.
Hey man, why? Why is that a problem? Come on. Huh? Aren't you happy with your sofas and your Kappa shoes and whatnot?
I think capturing the Singaporean market was too much.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought this train of questions was leading to a very different side of this conversation, but it is what it is. Good quality.
There you go.
Good quality. What a surprise, Noble Gato.
The end of quality, but I must say that is quite brilliant by Noble Gato.
11,000s.
That's pole for the Haas driver, followed by Harsh.
It's a short track, so we should put it into perspective. It probably would have been more than the half a second that separates the top 10 had it been, let's say, 2 corners longer. But we're gonna.
I must say, Pratham is a regular appearance
and Pratham
in the top 5. Yeah, he's been winning. He regularly makes appearances in the top 5.
And remember, Harsh, he has to think about this championship. His rival is down in P7.
So what is the strategy going to be like, guys? What do you all think? PSI, what do you think? What's the strategy going to be like?
I think Jin said hards to mediums yesterday, so...
But always the conundrum with that is, if you get damage on lap 1, your race is done.
If you're in the lead, those at the front, what do? They can't really risk it on hards because a bad launch will mean your grid position is nullified. The advantage that you have with the grid position is nullified.
More than a bad launch, it's the getting damage because you can't pit onto Harsh again.
So currently at the moment there's a 31 point difference between Harsh and Shooter. Harsh is in the lead. and it's a
Yes,
comfortable
Hearts
margin,
can
more than a race
basically
win.
finish this championship
Yeah.
in very realistic terms today if these positions hold. But as we know,
I think it's going to take more than this race. This might be a
I
very very eventful race. But who would like to do the race start? Sai,
I think you should
six.
do it,
you
Chips.
do
You
it, Chips.
clearly bring the
But
most vigor.
yeah, yeah. But I want to
Oh,
see what happens for the position in P2 because I remember Jin saying yesterday that the person in P2 is at an advantage or something like
Yeah,
that. I
because
I
they
don't
think it's
have
know.
the
over the
racing
cleaner
line
side of the
going
track,
into
and
and they have
yeah,
the racing line going into
it's the better
turn
part of the track to
three.
be on.
Yeah.
I can't hear the countdown,
Let's
but we
see.
have one
Let's see what
light, two
Harsh can
lights,
do.
three lights, four lights, five lights. What can the top few do? And it's going to be lights out, and away we go. It's a terrible start for Noble Garter, who's bogged down Harsh on those hard tires, has made a good start. And into turn one we go. Wicked Vicky, is he going to go for a dive? He is not. Further back we see drivers holding position, but
Shooter's
Shooter
made
and
up
Pratham very
position
close.
already.
Yup, Shooter and Pratham very
He
close.
needs to do
Let's have a look at
well.
the tires as
So
well. So as we go up the hill, let's have a look. What's it gonna be? Wicked Vicky, is he gonna go for a dive on Noble Garden? No. But
that's gonna happen.
Jin
A
with a fantastic
chance, but
start, but he's
oh
made a little
no,
mistake at turn
he's
3. And
cautious.
he's cautious.
Rightfully so. You don't want to get damage on that
Then
hard
again, we
tire.
have Wicked Vicky and Noble Garter side by side. Noble gaining on Harsh. I think Harsh is running a little higher downforce than Noble Garter. But as he go towards
but
at the Albon corner, the Red Bull and the Haas very close, and the Haas loses the position to the Red Bull, but he has the inside line as they go towards the left-hander. No, Noble Garter can't really hold on at this
Sergio
moment,
Perez
and that's
defender
it.
on this track, your heart should be in your mouth. Anytime two cars go side by side through those
Okay,
corners.
Oxidize and Raman made some slight contact. Shrikant's having to witness Vintage and Oxidize going to
Shrikant's
battle
really
here.
having an off weekend.
Shrikant's not enjoying this.
Not be in P11.
Yeah, who is this? This is Oxidize already in the pit lane. Oh, that's gonna
Ooh,
cause
that
deadly
was
Mosquito Summit. Grease. And who's this? Domitar also in the pit lane. Harsh with the fastest lap. This has been a very chaotic race start.
It's a bit soul searching right there.
And chaotic at the back, but control at the front, I would say.
Yeah, I must say the only driver who was on softs has pitted. That's Domitar.
Yeah, but do you think it's worth it for Harsh to defend this right now? Honestly, he should just
Wicket
probably
is
take
going for the
the
move.
DRS of Wicket.
I think Harsh is just trying not to lose time, but he's been hit by Noble Garter into turn 3. That was very, very chaotic there. I think Noble might have lost a bit of his end plate.
This is a DRS train
let's
all
have
the
a
way till P11.
Yeah, it's just lap 2. Let's have a look. So Shooter is in prime contention to make a move on Pratham. So crucially at this point in time, Harsh, Jin, Malav and Harshi are the only drivers on Harsh. Pratham gone deep and Shooter's forcing Pratham to make mistakes. This is perfect for Shooter because he is forcing the driver ahead to make mistakes.
Fight for 6 since.
Oh, yellow flag for somebody further back. Is that? Oh, I think Shooter and Pratham came a bit close. Yeah, that's Abhi. I think Abhi is not having a very good time. He's just trying to.
Look at that train. There's already a pronounced gap if you look at the track map.
Shrikant with the fastest lap, but yeah,
that's gonna happen because he's getting every.
DRS is enabled, and DRS is enabled. This is gonna change the pecking order. I think Noble might go for a move. He is losing time, and will Noble go for a move? He will not. What about Jin? Jin had to take a bit of evasive action. Pratham, and what about Shooter? Shooter gets a bad exit. 7 might be on to attack Shooter, and I think he might do it around the outside at turn 4. It's not the most ideal place to do it in a Mercedes, but yeah, that's not what he's gonna do. He's gonna hang back, but Vintage and Raman very close.
What you don't want to happen right now is you don't want to lose contact with the pack ahead, so you don't want to battle too much. You want to be in this limbo until the pit stops, to be honest, because if you lose. If, for example, Shooter loses this second gap to Pratham, that's basically P5 bye-bye. Any position upwards of P5. So he cannot afford to just keep battling. And Raman's already losing touch. So
and Pratham is getting very close to the back of Jin. I think this is going to be pedal to the metal for Wicked Vicky, who is comfortably in the lead. Pratham with the fastest lap. Wicked Vicky makes a massive mistake into turn 1, and this is going to open up the window for Harsh, maybe even Noble Garter to steal the lead by the end of this lap. Let's have a look. Going up the hill towards turn 3 we go. Yellow flag further back. I think Malav has had a little moment or a spin. Once again, Harsh and Noble come very close to contact.
Why Jin ghosted?
Yeah, I don't know why Jin is ghosted. I was just going to ask you. I heard some boom boom. I don't know how to say, but Shooter on Pratham. Yeah, I can't think of the right term at the moment. I just boom boom is the only word that came to me. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, boom boom, shake the room. But Pratham has lost a place. 7 and 7. That's 7. That's Absolutely. वो साथ है साथ के साथ. Absolutely remarkable. And there you go with Abhishek. Where are you? I want you to come in the chat.
And this might decide the race as well. Let's be honest. It's
Yes,
going to be so hard to keep these cars
within track limits. I think Jin just slightly went over track limits there at the last turn. But we go on to lap 5 of this Grand Prix. Shooter hot on the heels of the McLaren.
It will be advantage.
I think a move is coming from
these guys don't.
Yeah, I think Shooter might be looking to size up a move on Jin. Jin is struggling a little bit on those hard tires, understandably so. And Shooter decides against it. But Harsh and Wicked Vicky. Was that tactical by Wicked Vicky to get DRS? Will he get DRS? Let's have a look. Onto the backside. Yes, he does. So that was tactical. VSC.
Oh, VSC.
Something happened to the back. Oh, somebody was without a front wing, I saw. Yeah, somebody's missing an end plate. That is obviously Sponder is missing an end plate. Harshi in the pit lane. Domithor is on medium tires. And
I hope no one gets a drive-through here because they're all in a pack and this is when they happen.
Yeah, and the driver ahead of you suddenly brakes and slows down. That's going to cause either a broken wing or a drive-through your way.
You want to end the VSC period when you're on a
Domithor! Okay, it's okay. Domithor's got a penalty. I mean, it's not okay for Domithor. It's very saddening.
Very nice behavior from the guys up front. No one.
Yeah, Shooter and Jin. This is a very respectful battle. Shooter is absolutely sniffing that dark trace McLaren rear wing, and into turn 1 we go in the slipstream with DRS. Does he have DRS? There is DRS.
Everyone on the has back DRS on each other at this point. You kind of don't want
Raman
to
and Vintage pitting. Raman and Vintage pitting. They pitted after the VSC ended, so I'm not sure why they've done that. Who's this Wicked Vicky? They may have. I think we don't really know what was the reason for the VSC at the moment. But yeah, Shooter still struggling behind Jin. Noble needs to make amends for that bad race start. So that's what I was saying, that a harder compound tire might be the cause for your downfall at the race start. Because you don't really get the necessary grip.
The is on hard tires.
Yeah.
And that's going to make it very difficult for people later on in this race.
Exactly. I think that Harsh is actually being quite a stopgap in terms of pace for the rest of the field. Because he's regulating the pace as per his hard tires. And those behind are on the mediums. We have one driver in P15, albeit although he's on the soft. So I still think that pace is being regulated at the moment. They're not going flat out. They're still holding back quite a bit. And no moves being made at the moment. We did see Wicked Vicky make a bit of a mistake a few laps ago. So as we start lap 7.
First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh Linus turn. Almost through.
And they're all very much in tandem. And the Alpine of Pratham is in a bit of a dangerous situation.
They've all been well behaved so far. No one is really trying for a move. I think Wicked Vicky though does need to get a move if he wants to win this race, because Harsh is gonna be eating in those times.
And that's 7 cars. The last car in that pack is, would you know it, 7.
Yeah, although what might save these guys is that if there's so many people to overtake for a hard tire runner, because they're gonna get deeper into the race naturally, that might wear down the performance of those mediums. So it's not as clear cut when Harsh has to fight his way back up the field, because he will be 7th at this rate, because whenever he does pit, since everyone is so close to each other.
I think what they might want to do is think about the strategy. Even those on the mediums, I think Shooter made a little mistake. Yeah, Shooter had a moment. I just caught that from the cinematic camera. But I think they may want to think about their strategy, because I think it would actually be more beneficial to think about strategy if they were on the softs. But they are all on either the mediums or the hards.
Yeah, I think what we saw though from Malav earlier was that those softs were wearing really quickly. It was like a second now. On one of the laps, he didn't make an error from his fastest lap.
Maybe that's setup related, is it?
No, that's more skill related for like half a second of it, but like still half a second is.
And the two Alfa Romeos trading places, Falcon and Ace. Now Ace is ahead of Falcon, formerly known as Mayank. And what can Falcon do? Can he?
That's Mayank. I just realized that.
Yeah. He retired from qualifying, Mayank, Falcon, and as you go towards Albon corner,
fighting each other.
That is a nice little battle to see. It is the only battle on track at the moment. The top few are being very well behaved.
It's modern F1 at this point, and Suraj is starting to fall out of that 1 second.
I think that
he needs to put in a
he
good
may be wanting to take care of his tires a little bit more because being stuck in that dirty air, I think, is really
and
causing
as soon as you
some
said that, he
issues.
goes wide.
I think he's just trying to play
Definitely
it
a
safe.
warning there.
Yeah, he's trying to play it a bit safe there. I don't blame him. But we have now the Alpine of Pratham down in P6. And being the Alpine connoisseur, PSI, what must you say?
Exit out of that last corner, I must say. Again, half a second on Pratham.
Sai, what do you have to say about the current situation in the top 6? Oh, Shooter goes deep. He makes a mistake. He and Pratham make contact, and I think that's going to be a bit problematic. I'm sorry to have to cut you off there, but Shooter just locked up. Yeah, Shooter just locked up all of a sudden, and this is going to give Pratham some reason to make a move. He tags the back of the Aston there. Alpine, as usual, getting interested in the rear end of another car.
Yes.
We would know we are Alpine drivers, both of us.
Exactly.
And yeah, 7 is back into contention, but as I say that, he just goes a bit too hot into that corner, lose the rear end, and
one thing with this game is that the slipstream is so OP. Like, you can gain like 3 tenths on somebody just on pure slipstream alone. So it's not too concerning if you fall like 1.1 seconds out of someone. If you're like 1.5 seconds behind someone, then that's a big issue. And
Wicked is closing the gap, like
in a few laps. I think by now the performance is equalized on both tires. It's just the slipstream is so OP on this game.
I think Harsh is trying to move out the way, but he's not judged it well because Wicked Vicky might go for a dive. Will he? He would not. He does not. Jin is in a good position. Shooter needs to not make mistakes like that again. And we have a person in the chat asking how to find pace at Austria. Somebody called Ajitesh Chandran. I think that is a person who's in serious need of help with pace.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And
Harsh picks up the second penalty of the race.
I must say very well behaved in the front. No one's gotten a penalty till now. We're almost a quarter of the way in.
Vivix, I would like to remind you about a very neat thing called a commentator's curse. I have given and dished it out a lot.
We need some excitement in this race, man. This is... Yeah. I mean, you can understand why they're doing it, but there's not been an overtake for the lead in like 10 laps now, even though everyone's in the DRS.
It's all stalemate for now, right? It's the
DRS if you pound...
We are in the 6 months phase right now. It's the stalemate. Just nothing's really happening, but we all know it's going to explode right towards the end. It's more akin to...
Wicked is going for it, I think.
I think he's going to think against it. Yeah, as I thought, he does not. Yeah, you don't want to lead, but Harsh definitely has made a massive mistake here, and he might give the place to Noblegarter as well. For that, Pratham has had a moment. Shooter and Pratham! And I think Shooter, just don't beat your car, please, Shooter, please rejoin in a better manner. Don't beat your car. Shooter has made a mistake. Shooter is losing tons of time.
How is this not a VSC, by the way?
Oh my word!
Oh yeah, how is this not a... This brilliant game.
And the moment Abhishek came in the chat and said D2 do something, that's what happens. Shooters in P11.
I'm gonna check something because we might have to do a certain type of interview after this. So
Pratham has once again spun, and he is gonna rejoin.
Yeah, the tires are gone for Pratham. He's so overheated now. Already you're fighting overheating on this track.
Pratham should box, no doubt about it. I think the Shooter and Pratham made contact and they just struggling to find their feet after that.
Absolute, because if Harsh wins this race and Shooter's not 10th right now, it's gonna be 55 points with just 4 races left. Even take into account the sprint, that's only 108 points left for gathering.
Yeah, that is very true. Shooter is in the pit lane, alright. Pratham stays out. Never mind, I expected Pratham would box. But Shooter is in the pit lane and he does have damage. He is repairing his front wing. But I was saying in regards to tires. And I'm just not understanding what the two Alfa Romeos are doing at the moment. They are both engaged in a titanic battle for PA.
They're not really fighting anyone.
Yeah.
They're too far. They might as well just fight each other, and they're too far ahead of Malav. So they might as well just fight each other. We like to say it.
And I'm just in all that chaos. I think Harsh made a mistake, and at the same time, Shooter and Pratham came to blows. So
yeah.
I think this is an opportunity for Noblegarter because as you can look from his dash, he's charged up his battery. He just needs to find the right time, right place to make a move. He doesn't want to make it at the wrong time because he will have a problem on his hands if he does. But there you go, this is the opportunity. I think, however, he is using He is running a higher downforce setup, but Jin going for a move up towards turn 3. Will he go for it? He will not. Oh, will he? He does! He goes for a move down the inside. What a fantastic move by the McLaren driver. And the McLaren. And Jin absolutely
Jin,
on
remember,
it.
if he gets ahead of her somehow, he will be the leading hard runner.
Yep. And that is going to be really problematic.
Now it's advantage to the hard tires, guys. Since Pratham and Shooter took themselves out of
Let's have a look at the gap to the leader.
They have to overtake 2 lesser cars.
Shooter's currently 44 seconds behind. What's the average pit loss around here, guys? Are you all aware?
Something.
20. So Shooter took a long time to get back on track. But I think he was playing it very safe and sensibly. He didn't want to reverse on track.
I think it is damage limitation mode on for him now.
And Jin, forgive me for saying this, but in my opinion right now, Jin is looking the most comfortable with his car and his setup on track. And he's poised to. I don't want to say it because it really doesn't work out in the driver's favor usually when a commentator says that.
That was a brilliant move.
But Harsh going up the hill.
Harsh is pulling the pin now because I think he knows that if
a massive moment here. Wicked Vicky has been spun. And he's still ahead of Shrikanta somehow, and 7 is in P3. Can you guys just walk me through what happened there? The cinematic camera was pretty bad.
Nobles just missed his breaking points by a lot, and
I saw it from Jin's car, and it was very scary because a little centimeter here and there, and Jin would have been taken.
What happened to a certain person in this comms box in Kota? That will just be an Alpha Tauri of Abe coming into pit.
Yeah.
But that's going to unleash the hard tire runners. I mean Alpine, by the way, not an Alpine driver. What happened to him in Kota? But now Harsh has to pull the pin. He does not want to...
people in the box. Okay, Spandan and Oxidize side by side. Going towards the Albon turn. I don't think Spandan has anything to defend with. And he just can't do anything. Oxidize is passed and he's clear. Deadly Mosquito pits. So I think Deadly Mosquito is locking both tires and kissing the wall in a very romantic mood, the Williams today. Shrikant going up the hill towards turn 3. What can he do? This is where it all went wrong for Wicked Vicky last lap. And on this occasion, Wicked Vicky runs a bit deep, but he still keeps it under control. Thankfully for him. He will be cursing Noble Garter's ill-fated move as Jim. Based on what you all have said, I couldn't really catch it, so I'm not
sure. By the way, this is so funny. We had like 7 cars like in a proper defined train. Now look at them. They're so spread out.
And now I think the hard tire is definitely the quicker tire.
It's going from being real life F1 to being more like IRL.
How
IRL is.
I think the transition is complete.
Pratham on Malav. Is he going to go for a move? He is not.
I don't think the stewards will mind me saying this, but that is a bit of a slam dunk.
Shrikant is boxing.
Noble has to make a gap.
Shrikant is boxing, into the pit lane goes the Ferrari. We will check it, and Shrikant is checking into the pit lane. Noble Garter gets a good exit out of turn 1, and he's going to go for the offensive on 7. This is the corner where it all went wrong for Noble Garter and Wicked Vicky. And up the hill, it's a neat move for Noble Garter who gets past, but 7 is still fighting the side by side. Who's going to have DRS on the back straight? I think it might be 7. No, it's both of them. Never mind, the game could not decide, so it just went.
And Harsh is now flexing that pace. He has increased this gap. It's almost 2 seconds now.
And who's out ahead of him? Oh, it's an Alp. It's Harshi.
Oh, Noble had a moment.
And it's now Harsh is already caught up to a lapped car. So will that be a problem for Harsh? He needs to get within DRS range.
Advantage to Harsh.
But doesn't a ghosted car or rather a lapped car, the car ahead of you, act just like a normal car, just being ghosted? Spandan and Pratham.
But the thing is that Harsh is not driving slow. He just pit like a couple of laps back. So his tires are actually fresher. So. Abhi gets a 3.
Abhi gets a penalty.
Yeah, and Jin has gone back now.
I must say it's pretty straightforward for Harsh up ahead. He is doing his best to get within DRS range of Harshi. It's not a good day for the Alpines. Both of them down in 16th and 18th right now. But I think that's gonna give Harsh a bit of a reason to smile because there you go, he has DRS. So does he stick behind Harshi? and get DRS, or does he try to make his way past the Alpine driver?
I think if he's gonna pit soon, then it's just beneficial to keep taking his DRS because you're gaining automatically like 2 to 3 times without even like trying.
And Shrikant is, I think, in a good position. Shrikant did not have the best qualifying, but now he's in P6 and he is within
and I think Jin
undercut
will need
range.
to pull the pin on any pit stop because soon enough, if he doesn't.
Oh, Vintage and
Shrikant's
Deadly
gonna come
Mosquito
ahead.
banging wheels. And Vintage car is
Shrikant
worse
is
off.
the fastest car on track right now, considering he just pit.
Let's have a look at the fastest
Oh,
lap.
people pitting.
Should have the fastest lap. And
Hopefully they didn't cut it.
7, Noble and Wicked Vicky all in the pit lane. 7 with a massive lockup into the pits, but that's understandable. He's going to chuck that set of tires out anyways. Harsh has cleared.
I feel Abhishek is like right about this because he's saying that undercut is incoming, so maybe with these guys pitting.
But then again, if you're Jin and Harsh, what do? I think if I were Jin, I might try to stretch it out to the soft tire phase. If he can.
There's no choice but to do that, right?
No, honestly,
to soft.
It's going to be easier now because when it was a 7-car train, you have to overtake 4 extra cars. Now that those cars took each other out, it's only 3 people you have to overtake.
Oh, what's happening here between Wicked Vicky and 7? They were both ghosted inside one another. And now Wicked Vicky
landed himself in between Noble and Suraj. So
Shrikant's undercut really paying off here.
Well.
And Shrikant is on the attack. He's on the offensive. He made his way past Noble Garter. And now at this point in time, Wicked Vicky is past 7. So what Shrikant, if he should do it or if he can do it, I'm not sure. But maybe he can help out his teammate here by helping build a little bigger gap.
And it would help him as well because we've seen he burns out those tires fast.
Shrikant is really a true Ferrari driver.
He's driving the actual Ferrari. He's driving realistic performance. The way he's burning out that tire.
Spandan and Falcon very close. And very, very close, these two.
It is a good recovery job from him so far. So, who knows where he would have been had he not watched his qualifying. But
yeah. And Wicked Vicky, 7 is just trying to get to the line, I think, at this point. Get to the finish line.
This has been his best race in a long time, let's be honest. So he needs to get to the line.
And Noble Garter still chasing after Shrikant at a rapid rate, but Shrikant is managing to stay ahead of the Harsh driver. I think Noble Garter will be getting frustrated.
Jin and Harsh would be waiting on is perhaps a pit stop from Malav so that he goes out of circulation among the slower cars.
Yeah, I think they might want to judge Malav's pace in clearer air. If you were the hard runner, say Harsh, Jin and even Malav at this point, would you go for softs? Would you try to extend your stint to go to softs or would you go for hard medium tires? What would you do?
I think the softs are going to burn out too quickly, but Jin is like very rapidly dropping because now Harsh is in Harsh's DRS. And that's gonna stick even more. Immediately you saw he gained like half a second on him in just that first sector.
And Shrikant is gaining tons of time on Jin, but he is struggling to keep Noble Garter behind, and I think Noble Garter will go for a move.
As a lapped car, Harsh should probably move out of the way by now, but I don't think Harsh is gonna mind as Noble making.
I think Harsh is purposely holding back. Shrikant will go for the switch back, and he gets a brilliant exit out of turn 3, and towards turn 4 they race side by side, the two Ferrari engine cars. A yellow flag for Harshi, who's retired. Is that a safety car? Come on, game, something. Kuch to karo, yaar. Noble Garter has fallen behind Shrikant. And that's not a safety car. Unbelievable. A car retires on track and it's not Harsh in the pit.
Because I have a hard time believing that.
Harsh in the pit lane.
He retired almost on track.
And Jin has stayed out, so Jin inherits the lead of the race on lap 21 of this Grand Prix. Harsh onto the medium tires, so he does not trust those soft tires whatsoever. Where will he come out in regards to Shrikant and Noble Garter? It's going to be crucial that he comes out ahead.
Should have pit before Harsh.
I think it's going to be very close.
He should have. But
he could have cut that gap because it's not like if Harsh does come out ahead of behind Shrikant, it's not going to matter because Harsh is his teammate, so they're not going to fight each other. And he doesn't even come out ahead. He's only
and Noble Garter on Shrikant, and I must say that was very perfectly timed by Harsh.
Come out behind Shrikant as well. So
yeah, so I think Jin should risk it at this point.
But Shrikant is struggling. I must say Shrikant is not having a good time on those hard tires. He was very
is
eager to make
really
moves
early to be
early
having
on.
a bad time on the hard
And
tires. He's 5 laps into the stint. Come on.
he's burned through his tires. I think his tire temps are a bit higher than usual, higher than he would have
Then look at
expected.
his steering. They seem
It's,
fine on the steering wheel.
it's about 97, 98 degrees. So
Yeah,
I think that's
perfectly
reasonable.
fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I just think he's not really comfortable with his setup right now. Jin pits into the pit lane. He's going a bit too fast, but he does slow down just in time.
Lost 1.5 seconds to Harsh.
Yeah, that's. I don't think it was very perfectly timed by Jin, but Jin knows he has the pace. He has the car underneath him, and he's gonna come out around where 7 is, I think. Noble with the fastest lap on those 4-lap-old hards.
Guys.
Yeah, Jin is not.
This is Harsh's
well.
race now, and he was already 3 seconds behind Harsh, so he should have been the one pitting on lap 21. I don't know why he has gone that extra lap. That is honestly a bit puzzling because now he's what 2.5 nearly
Oxidized in the pits again. Oxidized in the pits, and he's retired. So
I think he might have had like
a yellow flag in the first sector, which is going to be problematic for some.
Yeah,
Shrikant is hanging on to the back of the Haas.
I just hope that the car doesn't come back on track.
Hey man, you're asking for too much, huh? Why? Why shouldn't it come out on track? Yeah, why shouldn't it come out on track, huh? If you retire in the pit lane, it is but obvious that you're gonna come back out on track and retire somewhere around turn 3.
At the escape road.
Yeah, yellow flagging the remainder of this section. Come on, man, this should be obvious.
2 seconds actually because of the way the pit lane is here.
Yeah. No, but somehow Codemasters have had the audacity to not let the car come back out on track after it's retired.
Than the hard tire runners on just that lap alone.
Yeah.
So this
Codemasters is.
I really don't know what Jin's strategy is because he is just shot he has lost 3 seconds from the time he pit.
Ace gets a penalty. So I think about Jin's strategy, I think you can just go into the next room and ask him what he's thinking about his strategy. Because I'm just unaware as to why Jin would go the extra lap there. Spandan picks up his second penalty of the race. But Jin is making moves. I think he will make the most of these medium tires, and I think he could be within a shot of P2, P3. What's going on? Yellow flag for Abhi. That's Abhi.
P2,
he's just getting out the way.
He was 3 seconds behind the race leader. If he had pit a lap earlier, it would have been down to like 1.7 or something.
And what about Raman?
Have to push to even finish second.
What can Raman do? Raman is on 17-lap-old tires. So is Vintage. They both pitted early. They're not in the most advantageous position. They will have to pit again, but I think the leader should look out for this. Even Shooter. So they should all look out for when.
Shooter can easily finish in P7. That's not what he would have wanted.
If there's no safety cars.
Given he was in the leading pack for the longest time. But yeah, so Jin, the way he's catching up to these guys, he probably will finish at least on the podium. But still, he could have had a chance to.
Do you guys think Shooter has some sideboard, bargeboard, diffuser damage from that collision with Noble? I think because the way you all explained it. Sorry, with Pratham.
Shooter had a collision with Noble had a collision with Wicked Vicky.
Yeah, sorry, I mixed up those two. I think based on what you all said, he may probably have some sidepod damage.
But then again, Shooter was struggling from the start on, right? And Quali also he didn't have that much pace. But
no, but he was keeping up with the leading pack, so he did have the race pace. So I don't know what happened. All three of us have missed what happened between him and Pratham. The stewards won't miss it because that's obviously going to get reported.
Yeah.
Either way. But yeah, right now Harsh is absolutely loving life. He is going to extend that championship by 24 points because he has fastest lap right now as well.
And it's Raman in the pit lane. Raman's entry into the pit lane has caused Mosquito to go a bit wide on the track and lose some momentum. But Raman is pitting, so 18 laps is all those hard tires could give him. I think the leader should make note of this because the hards will start to run out at some point in time.
Harsh and Jin literally went 21 and 22 laps on hards, so I think he just did it because for him he needs to maximize his medium tire stint when he pits now.
Yep, and we
That's
have who's this Ace and Vintage battling for the final point in this race at the moment. Both of them have penalties. Spandan has retired in the pit lane. That's in the pit lane again.
Never mind.
25 laps and we have had just one VSC. Come on, D2, you're better than that.
There's a virtual safety car.
You're better than
There's
that.
a virtual safety car for this.
I mean, we should Oh, Abhi is on cutting some grass a la Valtteri
The
Bottas.
track is yellow flagged, even though the track map.
That's just logical, man. Come on. That's exactly what happens. Interesting is that Harsh has pulled out a 5-second gap already to Noble Garter.
Yeah.
There was this Raman and you can beat me. And Raman just lets you can beat me by for some reason. Not sure what they were doing. Spandan's left the session. A yellow flag. Of course, the car comes back out on track as we expected. What a fantastic game!
Slightly touches Wicked front left wheel. Was that the receipt for something?
Abhi has retired as well from the session in the pit lane. Something happened between Jin and Wicked Vicky.
Yeah, he just touched
Shrikant and Noble. Oh, Shrikant went for a dive there. Noble's been forced to take the wider line.
Finish on the podium here.
He could finish P2. I must say, Shrikant, he will struggle. Jin will catch up to them, but Jin
got 8 tenths into their advantage in one sector. So.
And Domithor, we can witness the brilliance of Codemaster's game design. Onboarded Domithor. Abhi's car is retired, but it obviously comes out on track.
So Harsh does a 7-0. Shrikant, it's not representative because he did get into contact. It was 7-7,
and I couldn't see the rest. Yeah, I couldn't see the rest.
Might be around. Let me actually check this.
If you can just let us know the lap time difference. And Sai, anything you note?
So Jin was 1.2 seconds faster than Shrikant on that lap.
Noble got us hanging back at the moment.
Last thing this will probably become a battle for P3 because 1.2 seconds, even if you ignore the fact
P2.
that they had contact with each other, is.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a possible battle for P2 here.
Jin needs to make this overtake fast because he cannot stick behind.
Yeah, Jin's tires will. Yeah, there you go. He has so much pace. He's just being bottlenecked by those ahead of him. It's Noble and Shrikant who are really holding him back.
I still don't understand why he went with this strat because at least in the other strat he would have easily finished P2.
Domithor in the pit lane. Is Domithor also going to retire? And Shrikant had a bit of a bad run out of turn 8 towards turn 9. Is Shrikant trying to back them up? Oh, yellow flag, a yellow flag.
It's in the pits.
Alright. So, but that's gonna be yellow flag into turn 1. So nobody can make a move here. This is fantastic Codemaster's game design at its peak here. 5 drivers have retired and we have had just one VSC. And that was not because of any of the retirees. But yeah, a move is possibly incoming. And the Noble on the inside, Shrikant on the outside. Jin having to...
Right there.
Yeah, and Jin with the outside line, better grip, he gets past.
Yeah, that's just filthy grip advantage right there. That is why.
And Wicked Vicky on Noble Garter. Wicked Vicky on Noble Garter is going to go for a move down the inside. I think he might, but he is just a bit too far back. But no, he does go for a move. Raman with the fastest lap somehow.
Although at the rate he's going, he could pull out a pit stop gap here. It was 7 seconds a lap ago. And if Jin doesn't make the move fast,
yeah, pit stop might be a bit taking it a bit too far.
At the rate it's going, if he cannot overtake Shrikant, he will have a pit stop gap by lap 34.
Shrikant is being the best teammate he can for Harsh at the moment. And on a day when Shooter is really down in the dumps in P8, he is struggling. Harsh will take maximum points from this race, provided he finishes where he is right now. And at the moment, it does look like that is going to be the case. Even if Jin gets past,
moves of a Ferrari 1-2 here.
And I think Jin might just be doing that. And into turn 3 we go. He's going to wait till the DRS line, but no, Shrikant will get DRS. Shrikant was forced a bit deeper in that corner, however. And Shrikant with the help of DRS, does he?
I
he
think
does.
Jin knows that if he defends once, that should be enough.
Yeah, but Shrikant is not close enough. Shooter gets past Deadly Mosquito. Oh, Deadly Mosquito off the track there, I think, for a brief moment.
And now Jin needs to just put it on quali mode for a few laps. Just get that 1 second gap. And
Vintage in the pit lane. And he is going
I must say though, I've noticed something interesting about Harsh. That fuel gauge is critical.
Is it? Let me have a look. I don't want to pull up the telemetry, but let me just have a look from his dash. So, he is very close to it, and I must say one thing, I'm really sorry for all those rooting for Harsh, but he and I both run automatic gears and no traction, and I think I can be the
And you're
best judge of this.
definitely gonna
I
lose.
run out of
and
fuel all
you're
the time.
definitely gonna lose 8 seconds
Yeah.
if you run out of fuel on this track.
Yeah, and
So
that's
it's not done yet.
and Azun saying rain in 5 minutes. I think you're the boy who cried wolf, Azun. You said that the last race as well, and yeah. That's not really going to work, and 5 minutes is not going to be enough for any of them. So it's been a completely dry session from the start to the
Let me
end.
actually do some investigative journalism. If I'd ever spectated Harsh from first person view, I want to see how many laps of fuel he started the race with, so we can calculate. Because 0.3 is critical, because it puts you in low fuel mode if you go 0.2 below.
Yeah, and this is, I think we're running out of time wherein we can get a safety car. So
Yeah.
if anything is to happen, it has to happen now.
He needs to start lifting and coasting, and he has the gap to start lifting and coasting.
Yeah,
so.
he can. I think he can bring it comfortably down to say 4 or 3
automatic gears
seconds.
don't necessarily allow you to lift and coast
What
properly.
you
That's
can
another
do,
problem.
see what I
Short
do
shifting.
in retaliation to that is I just hold the shift up button on the straights, and it does lose you a lot of time, but you will get to the line with a reasonable tank of fuel. Wicked Vicky gets a good run. Yeah. And Wicked Vicky and Shrikant trade
I think
places.
it's going to come down to the last lap, to be honest, the battle.
Yeah, and Noble got very close to Shrikant's rear end. Yeah, Noble does not want to be aggressive at that corner. At that turn, Shrikant can't do anything, and Shrikant is falling back.
Respect to Suraj, he's not had a good hard tire but he'll take the P6.
Suraj, yeah, he's had a nice race.
Because he was fighting with the top guys for the entire first half of the
Yeah, he's had very good pace. Suraj has had very good pace.
And now this is the problem Jin's running in. His tires are fading. And
Pratham and Shooter. So we are on lap 31. Soon the leaders will start lap 32, and I think at that point you cannot have another safety car. So
no, you can't have a safety car lap 33.
Oh, okay.
Because it can come out for 1 lap and then go back in.
Yeah, that is something that can happen. I think that we may not see a single safety car.
I would know. I won a race. My first race win here was because the safety car came out on lap 33. So
Noble on Shrikant. Noble trying to get past. Shooter picks up a penalty. And that just sums up a pretty poor weekend for him. Noble and Shrikant very, very close to calling out a safety car.
Right now on track as well. Shooter. I swear, you can't ride this.
Shooter's just had a horrible weekend and nothing seems to be going his way. What's happened?
I thought he was going to go for a move on Pratham because he's next to Pratham as well. Again.
Yeah.
You can't ride this. This is like DTS should be paying us.
And once again the Alfa Romeos battling one another really, really hard. And Ace. Yeah, super hard.
Oh,
and Ace falls back. Shrikant picks up a penalty.
Although I don't think that was
it's on lap 33
because he's already fallen away from.
Yeah, he is on lap 33.
Noble is definitely going to be in the investigation, and Suraj is 8 seconds behind. So I don't think it's.
I must say it is really good. Oh, Noble trying to go for a very odd place for an overtake. And he goes down the inside. He will give DRS to Shrikant.
For Jin is that Wicked Vicky is catching up to him. The problem for Wicked Vicky is that I saw his light blinking on the
And Shrikant trying to go for a move on Noble Gata. He's going to go for a move down the inside on the Haas driver. The Haas can't do anything. But can he? He will have traction around the outside. I didn't expect that. But they're still side by side, the Ferrari and the Haas Ferrari.
I just do some race engineering on the side. But yeah.
And Shrikant still chasing after Noble Gata, but Shrikant I think has run out of tires.
I think Shrikant would be aware that there was an incident ahead. So I don't think he should push too much because he's comfortable right now. He's comfortable in
Who has the fastest lap? It's Raman who has the fastest lap. So
he's getting at 2 points.
Yeah, Harsh does not get the fastest lap.
Honestly, the Alpha boys should pit and go for a fastest lap competition because they're not going to lose any meaningful positions anywhere. They're not gaining anything. So
exactly, they may as well. They may as well. Ace and Falcon, go for it. We believe in you, we trust in you. Oh, Ace has a spin! Just as he said, I believe in him. Wow! Coming to discuss, working there.
So
There's
stupid.
no safety car. It's lap 34 for the leaders. There's no safety car
Harsh
now.
is on 0.31.
That's gonna be enough. That's gonna be enough.
31.
That's gonna be enough. He was on 0.34 the first time when he pointed it out. So I think Harsh has managed it very well. He is making
Yeah.
time in the corners, and whatever he's losing in the straights, it's really not affecting him as much as we think it may. Shooter on the back of Pratham
It's just
still.
the game is a bit stupid on when it puts you in low fuel mode. So I always try
No,
to
no,
be
no.
clear of the point.
You will be in low fuel mode only if you're in minus. It happened to me in Spain, the D1 race. But yeah, I think if he's in positive, he should not have an issue. Come the finish, at least he should get the finish line. He may. I think he can. One thing I want to point out is that Shooter is in a good place. He will have P8 secured for him. What's happened here to Vintage Player and Ace?
No, that's just Ace. I think
Oh, and they're not going for the fastest lap, the Alpha Boys. That is not.
Malav.
In P12,
They're
Malav.
already on lap 35. So congrats on the 2 points, Raman.
I think, Raman is
I don't understand Jin's strategy again because he has kept up with Harsh on the medium tires. He's actually gained 4 tenths on him since they've been in clean air. So why he wouldn't undercut him is something I can't understand. As
Raman with the penalty, but it's inconsequential. He will still hold on. Shooter will have P8 secured because Mosquito is 6 seconds behind, and Shooter at this moment in time has only 3 seconds of penalties. Everybody who has penalties has only 3 seconds.
That just shows the power of being in somebody's
And Harsh
DRS.
starts the final lap of the race, and he is currently 0.29 on fuel, so he will make it to the line comfortably.
Hopefully we haven't jinxed him.
Yeah, no, he will. You don't lose that much. Auto gears are not that bad.
These are the sort of races that win you championships. Now, Wicked Vicky, can he go for it? Oh,
he might.
But Jin's blinking.
Jin is blinking, and towards the DRS line we go.
Only started blinking.
Jin might lift off. Oh, Jin is forced into going a bit deeper there, and that's played out for him because Wicked Vicky has a bad exit, and Jin is laughing to the bank.
Yeah.
Now Wicked Vicky is trying to dummy him, and it didn't work out because he got a bad exit, and Jin got the perfect exit out of that corner. So Jin will be laughing all the way to the podium, but it is going to be Harsh who will be celebrating in the most joyous fashion. Last season it was Sid Venkatesh in the Ferrari who won here after 36 laps on his 100th IRL race.
I think the guy in the Ferrari has won the last 3 or 4
And on this occasion it's going to be Harsh. 1298 on P1. Top step of the podium for Harsh. What about Jin and Wicked Vicky? They're going to hold position. And Harsh on P1. Jin is going to be P2. Wicked Vicky is going to finish P3. Shrikant and Noble. Noble just lets him by for some reason. What's Noble doing? Is Noble doing a dal makhni? I'm not sure what Noble's doing, but he's...
I mean, you have him on comms right now.
Oh yes, definitely. And Suraj finishes 4.5 seconds behind. Pratham and Shooter. Shooter has had a horrible race, and it's going to be compounded with P8. He could not even get past Pratham in the end, so that is going to really hurt his cause.
21-point hole. That's a 52-point gap in the championship. Now with just 108
pending towards inquiry.
Yeah, and Deadly Mosquito will get ahead of Raman. Raman with that penalty is...
But Raman's going to get 2 points anyway.
Yeah,
because
he will. He would have got 3. Oh, Falcon has a flourish to the finish. Malav finishes in P12.
Vicky.
What Vicky?
Vicky drove this race. No, right?
Wicked
I don't know what
Vicky.
Sid is seeing. Oh, Wicked. Oh my god.
And that is PSI's 5th brain cell right there working.
Yeah.
The 6th one went to Singapore.
What a majestic race by Harsh. He made the most of it. When his championship rival faltered, he picked up the pieces and he ran with it and ran to an 8-second lead. And what a fantastic win.
So impressive.
Yep. Last season it was Sid Venkatesh, this season it's Harsh. And unfortunately last season Sid Venkatesh did not win the title after winning Austria. So
I'm sorry. Shrikant wrote something. I really cracked. But good race so far.
Harsh, Wicked Vicky and Jin celebrating their fantastic results. So Sai, would you like to run us through the order? I think you've been a bit quiet this entire race.
Yeah, thanks to my roommate I have, but sure. So Harsh, Harsh finishes on the first. Harsh wins this race. I don't know why I was thinking this is qualifying, but uh, Harsh wins the race. Jen P2, Wicked Vicky P3. That's your podium sitters. Then we have Shrikant, Noble, Saath, Pratham, Shooter, Deadly Mosquito, Raman in the top 10. Falcon, You Can't Beat Me, Vintage. Why can't I go down? Ace.
You can beat him. Everyone did.
Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, you can beat him. You can beat. I don't know why I keep calling Malav.
I don't know how he finished 54 seconds off the leader, considering he never even had a spin or anything. He was just that slow.
He did have a spin. I think he had a little off-track moment.
A mystery in Singapore. We'll never know. And your non-finishers are Abhi, Spandan, Oxidize, and Harshi. Jai Singh.
And
I
that
don't know
was
the context behind this, by the way, whatever you said. I mean, I know the video, but I don't know the context.
That is the end of the session, and we shall invite the top 3 into the party. If you all can do that, it's Jin, Harsh, and Wicked Vicky who are to be invited. But I go over to the show.
Wow. That was actually like a very straightforward race. Like, it's like very.
It's one of the fastest IRL races, I must say.
Yeah. I mean, it's bound to be. There's no safety cars in 36 laps
Yeah,
long.
no safety cars.
By the way,
yeah,
the poll came really close. Like by poll I mean the voting thing. Like this thing.
I couldn't even. The poll wasn't working for me, so I think that's just because not many people.
No,
voted.
it says will Jin join his brother to be the only other driver to win more than once in Austria? He came very close to the win, though, no? Jin.
No,
I can't see I can't see the poll.
Yeah, I mean 8 seconds behind the leader, but at some point he was there. Bro.
He was never even leading, so I don't know what the division is.
Yeah. Logic. No more. Stop manifesting.
So, give your predictions for D1, guys. What's D1 gonna be like tomorrow? We are the protagonists of D1, so.
I think the safety car quota for this weekend, Friday and Saturday. I mean, D1 has to complete it, I guess.
Yeah, they will.
D2 did.
Yeah.
D1 I will complete it for D1. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But, so wait, who was third? Wicked Vicky, right?
Yeah, Wicked Vicky, Jin, and
some noob in the chat who is I don't know what is going on, but I don't get it. Now more
Wicked Vicky in the party, so is Jin, and we're just waiting on Harsh, but we shall start off with Wicked Vicky. So, Vicky, are you here?
Yeah, bro, I'm here.
So, Wicked Vicky, it's a P3 for you in the end. Did you have a moment in the race where you felt like you could, towards the end of the race, where you felt like you could definitely get past Jin? It didn't work out for you in the end, but just walk us through your race and those final few laps.
I definitely felt like I had the pace for the win, but I guess around 14 or lap 15, Noble just rear-ended me. So my race got over there. And talking about the last lap, I think I had the chance, but I didn't utilize my battery good enough. So yeah, Jin got it, and kudos to him. He was a great race.
That's pretty straightforward from you. If you can just walk us through that incident, we couldn't really capture the turn 3 incidents today very well, any of us. Just walk us through what happened there.
Basically what happened, Jin passed Noble. So Noble was like, I had to pass him, and he went for a desperate move, and I guess he missed his braking point and just rear-ended me.
Alright.
Yeah, but that's racing.
Fair enough. But nonetheless, Wicked Vicky, it's P3 for you. It's still a podium. You had really, really good pace there. And that last lap, were you trying to dummy Jin into making a mistake, or trying to just get DRS from him? What were you trying to do there?
I was trying to get the DRS for the second straight, but on the exit of turn 3, I made a slight mistake, got a little wheel spin, so I knew that it's over there.
Alright, nonetheless, it's still a good result for you, Wicked Vicky. Well done, congrats to you.
Thank you.
Vifix and Sai, anything you'd like to ask Wicked Vicky?
I mean, not really. I think the holding pattern at the front was interesting, and I think had like everyone kept it clean, then maybe it would have more difficult for Harsh and Jin, because they would have to overtake more people. But yeah, I think he drove a very good race. And yeah, I think considering that he did have considering that he did lose considerable amounts of time on just that incident with Noble to still finish on the podium, it's a very good drive.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Definitely. Sai, anything you'd like to ask him? Wicket Vicky?
Not really. I think you both summed it up, but good race from you, Wicket. That was good pace.
Thank you, bro.
regardless.
Thank you.
And congrats to you, Wicket Vicky. We now move on to Jin. Jin, you finished
Hola.
P2. Konnichiwa.
Yes.
Just
Maharashtra.
one thing we asked ourselves and the live chat throughout the race was why your strategy, you went a bit longer on your strategy. Because if you just walk us through your strategy call. We feel like if you would have pitted a bit earlier, you may have had a better chance at catching up to Harsh and maybe even passing him. But just walk us through your race, Jin.
Austria is the land of safety cars, so I was just holding out for one extra lap because you never know what could happen. So I was just holding out for one extra lap, hoping that there would be a safety car. That's the reason why I decided to go long. The strat call was literally made at that point because once that Wicket Vicky Noble Gata incident happened, I fell out of Harsh's DRS window after that, and then there was a lap car that came out, and Harsh kept getting DRS from him, so he was just pulling away on the straights, and even though I was running a very low downforce setup, I still couldn't catch up to him. So at that point, it became a very big gamble to take an undercut or not because the mediums were sliding towards the end. So I think all in all, it was the best that I could do. Got held up on my last qualifying run though, that wasn't ideal. So we started P5 as a result of it. Definitely had pace to be somewhere in the top 3, but got held up. And yeah, I mean at that point, hard seemed to be the most logical choice to take. And they do hold up pretty well in this track. So yeah, I hope I gave you good overtaking compilations though, while I was charging while I was charging through the field on my mediums.
You did. I think you can go back and have a look at the stream. It may not have been the most eventful race from a spectator's point of view, but Jin, you really had phenomenal pace today. And that last lap battle with Wicket Vicky, you did laugh all the way to P2 at the end there. Because even though you didn't get DRS, you got the best exit out of turn 3. And I think
I ran as low downforce as possible because on this track, I know that either to defend or to attack, turn 3 is the most ideal overtaking zone. There are moments, I don't think it's covered, but there are moments in turn 1 where I have so much overspeed that I have to back out of a move because a turn 1 overtake doesn't usually pan out all that well because it narrows down your entry for turn 2. So I had to make the setup in such a way that I'd be able to get them entering turn 3. So yeah, that was that.
fair enough.
That was good pace from you though, Jin. I mean, there was like so many good moves you made at turn 3. Although I must ask, like, was there any consideration going on softs from hards, or would you?
No, not at all.
That?
Not at all. Because the only way I would have done the softs is if there's a very early safety car and to push the hards to like lap 24 or 25. Because the softs post 30% where for some reason they drop off very fast. So there is literally no chance of you being able to defend. I would have gotten the people much faster, but then the last few laps would have been very hard for me to defend. So mediums are the best bet from hards.
I think that was just BS asking for your strategy tomorrow, I'm gonna be honest.
Maybe. No more.
Yeah, Vifix, anything you want to ask Jin?
I mean, not really. I think you guys asked all the pertinent questions. Just asking why he came out so late in qualifying when he knows that this game gives the AI drivers the AI control of other cars.
No, so the person who held me up, Shooter, he wasn't on AI. So yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, he wasn't on AI on his lap. Yeah, so yeah,
Pretty sure
I
he
got
was.
blocked. No, he wasn't. He texted me post qualifying that I saw you very late, so I'm sorry if I held you up. So I'm pretty sure that means that he wasn't on AI.
Wow, that's a revelation.
More drama.
But yeah,
No more.
Nonetheless, but Jin, P2 in the end is a stellar result. You've become a regular visitor to the top 3 and to the podium interviews. You've been showing fantastic pace. Really well done to you.
Just trying to optimize the best result on any weekend. And yeah, kudos to Harsh. Harsh had very good pace. Also kudos to D2 for not getting a safety car out in such a track where safety cars can.
There was one VSC. We still don't know what that was for, by the way. And if anyone in chat can pinpoint it, I will give you $100.
Yes, through my Canadian friends,
with the Indian.
Anyways, that was my race. So yeah, disappointing first run in qualifying where I lost 3/10 on the last sector, and then the finish of this one. So I'll take the P2. Maybe the top step soon enough, but yeah, can't complain if it's P2 as well. And I'm in Lando's car as well. No wonder I don't win.
Take the PS3 car and next time Jin.
Worst car.
But, yeah.
The best car. But yeah, anyway.
Anyways, Jin, really well done. And a massive congrats to you on P2. But in the end, all the accolades go to one driver. For 2 seasons in a row, Ferrari has won D2 Austria, and on this occasion, it is you, Harsh. On a day when your championship rival faltered, you picked up the pieces and you ran with it so far ahead that even despite some possible fuel issues that we saw towards the end on your steering dash, you still held on. It's a win, and it's currently, guys, what was it, 51 or 52 points in the lead?
I think it's 52 points with 4 races, with 108 left.
Walk us through your race, Harsh. How was it today in the car? You looked to be absolutely in control of it. Everything, from the get-go.
Yeah, so talking about qualifying, my last run was actually quite good. I was like 2/10 up already on 3.9, but I invalidated the last corner. I had already decided I'm sending it in the last corner, it doesn't matter. If I get through it, I get P1, if not P2, so yeah. And then race, so hards to mediums was the right strategy in my opinion today, because even Jen got to P2 and P5, so of course he had really good pace as well, no doubt. And yeah, so for the first few laps, Wicked and Noble were just fighting it out in the RS train, but we were not making many aggressive moves. Just for the fact that Jin was right behind, so we did not want to do anything silly. But then Noble, I think, went for a move on Wicked and all of that. Jin lost up to a second, I think, and yeah, that gave me the chance to push and take Jin out of my DRS. So yeah, I did that, and then God sent angel Hershey comes out of the pit right in front of me, gives me DRS for like 4-5 laps, and yeah, after that just pitting and keeping it on the track. No warnings, by the way, so yeah, a very clean race for me.
Yeah, I think he truly was an angel sent for specifically for you, because after giving you DRS, he just crashed out.
Yeah, that happened in front of me.
So yeah,
and didn't cause a safety car.
Yeah, so it was.
I was so scared. I was so scared that would be a safety car.
And
it was luckily outside the track, so nothing happened.
I think it was like an absolute Verstappen-esque performance from Harsh, because I think even from early on, because he was a hard tire runner, keeping up with the medium guys all the way until the pace became basically equidistant on the tires. So I think it was very impressive driving, and now he can. I think he can even win the title in the next race as well. Don't count my math on that, but I think if he gets 26 points in the next race, then he might win the championship.
We have a sprint for Brazil, so maybe.
Yeah,
that
so
might
yeah,
not be possible.
then he can definitely win the title in the next race, because this.
Yeah.
Anything is possible, but Harsh, your teammate really helped you out quite a bit. Directly or indirectly,
Really?
I'm not sure.
I didn't get to communicate with him yet, so.
You haven't?
But yeah, no, he was having his own race with Noble and Wicked. They were quite busy going at it.
Oh.
Peak. So Harsh,
yeah.
I just want to ask one thing. So are you racing next week, or?
I am racing. Yes,
I mean, with the lead you have, you might, one race off.
Wink, wink.
No, it's fun. It's fun to battle it out with Shooter. This time I didn't, but yeah, Shooter is really confident about Brazil, so he might get the win after all.
I think it's more on the fact that like we know who his teammate is. I know for a fact Harsh how it is to carry a log of wood as your teammate in a Ferrari. So yeah,
Why are you speaking so ill of Navshan? What did Navshan do to you?
Navshan's still the rightful winner of Brazil season 5. Don't judge me. But yeah, I know what it is to carry a log of wood as a Ferrari team. So I understand why he wants to race every week because he wants to win both the championships.
Yes, we get it. And congrats to Jin and Wicked as well. Like Jin had really great pace today. You know, in the mediums and hards both.
But Harsh, above all else, you really ran with it, and I think if Shooter has misfortune in the next race as well, you may be able to wrap up the championship. So it's really tides have turned in your favor. I think you can be very proud of this result. This is one of your best wins.
Yeah,
I think the championship gap was in single digits like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I think it's turned around after
had that Koda incident and all.
Yeah, Koda incident. Yeah, exactly. After Texas, it's really turned around in Harsh's favor. So we could see
but Harsh has
Ferrari
been delivering week upon week, like the consistency, because he took the opportunities. Basically, created a 40-point differential in 2 weekends, which is very impressive. So congrats, Harsh.
That's what I've been saying. That he's taken the opportunities given to him and he's run with it.
Thank you so much, guys, and thanks for the comms.
Yeah, it wasn't the most eventful race for us, but regardless, it is remarkable to see a Ferrari win 2 seasons in a row at Austria. Really, really well done to you, Harsh. Congrats.
I hope the Alpines can put on a show
Tomorrow? Yeah.
Yes.
Please be on comms. We are right here. One of us
I hope you mean by show it's like a good racing show, not
of course,
not the
PSI,
other.
whatever you may make out of that.
I'll have my interpretation, is all I'm gonna say. But okay.
D1 is to be decided tomorrow, but for today, D2 is decided with Harsh on top. I think we can close it here, guys. Yeah. So, thank you. Congrats, firstly, once again, Harsh, Jin, and Wicked Vicky. A brilliant performance by all of you. Thank you, Vifix and Sai, for joining me, PSI, in the comms box today. It was really good to have you. Chalega, yaar, chalega. You are the true teammate. You are the true teammate. Sab chalega. Yeah, you are the true teammate. But nonetheless, thank you, Vifix. Thank you, PSI, for joining me in the comms box today. It was really, really fun to have the both of you join and give me company. It was
always a pleasure, Chips.
Yes, always a pleasure to join your end.
Always torture, Sai.
And do stay tuned for the D1 race tomorrow. The three of us are going to be protagonists in it in varying capacities. But nonetheless, we will be there no matter what. Until then, yeah, thank you. Take care and bye-bye.
Bye.
No, Alpine is